Usually when I plan out my podcast, I have an idea of what I want to talk about and I plan it all out, but not today. Because as I was sipping on my green drink, my green goddess drink, which everybody needs to have one a day, it's just so healthy for your body. I was thinking about this whole vertigo thing that I'm experiencing because consider myself to be a very healthy person, very active, athletic person. And my job is to make myself help heal my body and help others do the same. And so I take my health very seriously. It's my obsession besides tennis. Teaching people how to heal their bodies is what I'm totally and completely obsessed with. So the reason I just wanted to speak from my heart and just whatever comes up today is because I just woke up the other day with vertigo. It just randomly happened and I wasn't expecting it, but it shuts me down. It's only the second time that I've had it and just recently, and it completely shut me down. And that gets me thinking, like, what is causing this? So when something comes up for me, I get curious and I want to become a detective and I want to solve the problem and figure out what's going on. So I need to follow the clues and listen to what my body's telling me. And when it comes to my health, my thought is always our body is designed to heal itself. So if it's not healing itself, it's out of alignment, homeostasis, and that's because toxicity, too much of something, or deficiency, not enough of something. And so when it comes to stuff like this, where I don't know the answer, I have a team of people that I turn to. These people are so important to me because whenever something comes up, I know exactly where to go to. For example, anything that has to do with my body, I have the best physiotherapist, the best. And so instantly when something comes up, I go to him and he will tell me exactly what's going on because I need to know. So he'll tell me, this is what's going on and here's how you fix it. And then it's up to me to do the work to fix it. And it works every single time. And then with this, when it comes to health and nutrition, that's me. Like, I'm the go-to for myself for that. But I train with people. I study with people who know and teach how to heal your body through food. And I will go down all of the symptoms and then I'll track it and then I'll think about what caused it or where it came from and what could it possibly be. And from that point, I'll figure out what my next step is. What foods do I need more of, or what do I need to cut out of my diet or my life for that moment. And recently with the vertigo, because there's a couple of things that it can be. I came across my new addition to my health team. I call it my health team, who is a traditional Chinese Korean medicine doctor. And so when I go there, because I don't know how many of you have been following me for how long. So I'm a holistic nutritionist, but I'm also an energy healer. So I spent 3 years studying energy healing. What does that mean? It means traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. It takes the best of all, because it's called integrative energy healing. So it takes the best of all the Eastern medicines and kind of combines them. And then they taught us that over the 3 years. And so what I believe in is based on everything is energy, and energy never dies. It just transforms. And if you go through a trauma or anything like that, energy can be stuck and you need to keep it moving, keep the chi moving. So anyway, when I went to see this doctor who was referred by other health specialists, and because of his background and the way what he deals with, his modalities, I'm like, I got to go see this guy. And so he is right up my alley. He started to move energy and he uses it using Qigong techniques. And I believe Qigong is completely healing. And I get my clients to do it for menopause symptoms and stuff like that. And he was telling me the meridians and everything that was going on. And he said that my chi was stuck in it has to do with my digestion, and my chi is stuck in my digestive area. And so when I first went in, he's like, my energy was super low because the chi wasn't getting up. My digestion wasn't working properly. And so I wasn't absorbing the nutrients to be energetic. And when I first experienced the vertigo, I couldn't even move because I was so dizzy, but also I had zero energy, like no energy for probably 3 days, 2 days. And then the third day I had to take a couple naps, fourth day, a couple naps. So he's definitely not wrong. And he moves the energy. So he physically moves the energy through my body. And then he does acupuncture. And that also is based on the meridians, every single spot. And Eastern medicine is based on the philosophy of finding the root cause. And Western medicine is based on the philosophy of treating the symptoms, but the symptom doesn't get to what's really going on. And so when I see something like this, like vertigo, which is not something that I can heal, just by snapping my fingers, I find all the different ways and I do all the things. And then I also have an appointment with a physiotherapist because they're a vestibular physiotherapist, meaning they specialize in this sort of thing. So they know exactly what's going on. Because when I was talking to Dr. Zhang, he's like, yeah, your chi is stuck and that can be caused by stress or a trauma. And we got to get that moving. And here's how we do it. But when you look at vertigo, a way that vertigo can be caused, it may be caused by many things, but is the little atlas bone is because of maybe stress or something where the muscles get tight, it's popped out of place. And then that causes the dizziness because that puts pressure on the inner ear. And then there's the philosophy that there's the crystals, the calcium crystals in the ear that get loose. And that's what causes the dizziness. So I'm doing all the things. So I'm doing my exercises where I'm trying to get the crystal back in place. I'm going to see that physio and I'm going to see my doctor. But nonetheless, I don't know which one will solve it, but I'll do all of them because I want to get healthier. And I know that it's up to me to make that happen. Like I have to take action. And I just go by what I believe and I follow my intuition. And from there, I heal my body. And I've been getting better every day, but I'm still not better. And that's where the, inspiration for this podcast came in, because we need to be more proactive. As I see my clients, women going from being moms, in the child raising area, change into midlife, their focus changes. And it becomes all about health. All of a sudden, overnight, we go from worried about, like how we're looking or taking care of the kids, or, the way we think about our body totally changes. And number one is just health in general, because we can see when we hit a certain age, our body slows down and it's not able to do things that we used to do, especially if you're a highly active person. Like for me, no more running, no more doing these high impact things because of my knee, but I still do other things instead because my brain needs that. And I'm just coming across more and more people who are just like, I just want to be healthy now, because if we don't have our health, we're not doing anything. You can't buy the health once you get sick. Our goal and my philosophy is to be proactive, be preventative. Make sure that your system is functioning. Like when I see Dr. Zhang, he tells me how all my systems are. And he doesn't need blood work to do that. He listens to my body's cues. He'll look in my eyes, he'll look at my tongue, he'll check my pulses. So when you're checking pulses, there's 3 pulses here, but there's 3 levels of it. There's the deepest level, the medium level, and the higher level. And all 3, those are all representing all your organ systems, which is related to the meridians. Like it's all connected and it's all based on nature. And because our body is nature, this is why this system really floats my boat. So in order to be proactive and stay as healthy as possible, so you don't have to heal yourself, then there's the top 2 things that we want to focus on where you'll get the best results. Number 1, it's a toss up between the 2. So I'm just going to call it a tie in this moment because I just don't have the capacity to really get into the nitty gritty of which one is more important. But it's your thoughts, your thinking, and your nutrition. And the nutrition is a huge one, and it makes me like, don't get me started, because the food industry, so the industry that makes and creates our food, is designed just to sell more of it. And that makes me so sad because I think most people are thinking that food is healthy. If they're selling it, it should be healthy. But it couldn't be further from the truth. Even as somebody who eats whole, clean foods with, like, I don't want to eat stuff with ingredients. I just want to eat the ingredients. When I look at it, like if you buy peaches, you'll see it may contain, waxes just to keep it fresh longer, like those types of things, even on whole fresh fruit. And even when you get organic, you will get some pesticides. There's a certain amount, a level of pesticides that are allowed in order for it to still be organic, because I think it's almost virtually impossible to not, just because of the way the spraying goes and spreading from, one farm or one crop to the other. So even on our best day, when we're doing our best, it feels like it's not good enough, but it is. Like, it feels like we're pushing a boulder up a hill, but we're not. I really believe that if we make these conscious choices, try to buy clean foods, eat whole foods, buy local foods if you can, buy organic when you can, that it does make a huge difference. And then you want to really tailor that to your specific body. If you eat a food and it gives you feedback like no bueno, then you want to cut that out and add something else in. So even though I call myself a plant-based person, I'm more of like an intuitive person. So I eat the foods that I feel like my body wants to eat, and they are most always plant-based foods. But having said that, I've raised 2 boys that are now completely into their health. I had my oldest, he lived on bananas and bread and like the worst foods ever. But now they're totally and completely into taking their health into their own hands. And they're meat eaters. That's their philosophy. That's their belief. And I will support them in that because they feel that that's what's best for their bodies. But they're making conscious choices. They're doing the research. They're understanding the philosophies behind it. And then they are monitoring it. So in order for anything to change, you have to track it. And you have to have the awareness of what you're trying to achieve. And then how is that going when you're, eating these foods or drinking these drinks or whatever that is. Actually, my kids and I had this fascinating conversation and this is just a generational thing, because we were talking about how alcohol is a poison to you. Like, I don't drink. Every once in a while I'll have a drink, but it's very rare. I don't keep it in my house. I don't buy it. If I'm going to drink it, I just go out specifically to buy it because I don't drink it. Especially the older you get, the harder it is for your body to process it. But we were talking about it. And I said, I don't think that people understand that alcohol is a poison to their body. And they were saying, of course they know it is. And I was like, I don't think so. And this is where I believe it's like a generational thing, is because there was not that awareness when we were growing up. Nobody ever said that, alcohol was bad for you or cigarettes were bad for you. Doctors used to promote them. The doctors used to sponsor certain brands of cigarettes. So, but with the younger generation, and I think the awareness of the things that are bad for you, I think that generation is aware that alcohol is but that was never on my radar growing up or anything. It just started when I became concerned about my health and became a holistic nutritionist and really finding out what the toxins are, and that I realized that alcohol is poisonous and then your body has to filter it out. And so isn't that funny? And I'm just curious what you think too. Like, did you know that alcohol was like bad for your body when you were drinking it or when you drink it? Or was that just a realization that you had recently? But growing up, I don't think that was ever in my awareness, that it was bad for my physical body. So anyway, sidetrack. So the good news is that we're totally in charge of the food that we eat. And when people work with me, we give them a protocol. I give them a protocol that is specific to them. And if for any reason they are not sticking to the protocol, it's not that the protocol doesn't work. It's more based on like, oh, why can't I comply with this? And then that gets into the emotional part of it. I know if I eat these foods, I'm going to be healthy and my body's going to lose any extra weight and it's going to get rid of the toxins that are in my body. And so if I can't actually do that, why is that? And that becomes the thought part of it, the mindset, the emotional aspect of it. Most people eat because of an emotional response. And it's a societal conditioning as well. It's a societal construct. Snacking or eat 3 meals a day. Those are all put up by the industry that sell those foods, right? But the way you want to do it is you want to always listen to your body. Your body always has the answers and it never lies. It's just being in tune with it. Especially as women, we're kind of conditioned to not trust our body, but our body just always has the answers. It's so magical. Because when I think of like all the things that take this body, all the processes, all the chemical reactions that have to happen for this human body just to function is mind-blowing. And that's why when something like vertigo happens, it's like, wow, when one little thing goes off, look at this. Like what happens with vertigo is like there's a glitch in my brain going like, I don't understand where I am in space, where my body is in space. What? Because of one little crystal or one little thing of blocked energy, now all of a sudden I don't know where my body is in space. That is mind-blowing when you think about it. Mind-blowing. But that's how powerful the human body is. So if we give it all the tools that it needs, it will heal itself. So what I want to offer up is don't wait until your body gets sick, especially as we're getting older into our 50s and into our 60s. We want to be proactive and we want to consciously be eating everything that makes us healthy. For me, during my day, the teas I drink, the time that I drink, what I eat, when I eat, that's all calculated to give my body the best chance at being completely in homeostasis. That's what it's focused on. And then I make it delicious so I want to eat it because I never want to be eating food that I don't like. I base it on food that I love. And this is the power that we have. And I want you to think of it from these two aspects, these top two aspects of like the food I'm eating and the thoughts I'm thinking. So when you get those two powerful systems totally coherent and on board and running smoothly, oh my gosh, you're just going to be able to go out and live your life and not worry about these things. And so if for any reason it's not, you're like, where do I start? Do I start with the food part, the nutrition part, or do I start with the mindset part? And I'm going to warn you, the food part is easier to understand. It's commonsensical. But the emotional part, that's where you need a coach. You need to come see me because we're never taught this in school. Our parents didn't know about it. Our boys are told like, don't cry, don't be a sissy, or I'll give you something to cry about. No, that's not the way it should be. It should be like, this is feedback. Anytime I'm feeling something in my body that isn't a good feeling, it's my body saying, hey, you're out of alignment with who you are. You're incongruent with your thoughts and your beliefs and your morals and all of that. And it's just giving you feedback. So you're like, I'm going to get curious about this. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? What was I just thinking? And when you come work with me, I'll teach you exactly how to do that. And those two things together will make you unstoppable in midlife. And then you'll have a nice, healthy body and healthy brain so that you can go out and have all your eat, pray, love midlife adventures without getting, put on the sideline. You don't even want that to be a concern in your brain. You just want to be like, what's the next amazing thing that I am going to go out and create for myself? Okay. If you have any questions about working with me or my program, please just go to my website, www.heatherlondon.ca and shoot me an email, and we can set up a free consult and talk about where you're at and how I can help you. So I hope that this has given you food for thought. Those two things, just ponder them. Ask yourself, in my life, how is my eating and how are my thoughts, my emotional, what's my emotional intelligence? And then that's where you start. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing day. And always, always, always love yourself first.